It was a cold December morning in New York City. Between the towering glass buildings, a man sat quietly on a bench, wrapped in a tattered coat, eyes locked on the pavement like he was staring into a past only he could see. His name was Thomas Gray. In his hand, he held a small, handwritten sign. "I don't want your money, just tell me your story." People often mistook him for a beggar, tossing coins at his feet as they passed. But Thomas never stretched out his hand. He wasn't asking for charity, he was asking for truth. His entire world had shrunk into a backpack, a bench, and a wooden box. That box belonged to Emily. His 9-year-old daughter, the light of his life, taken from him in a tragic car accident. The accident didn't come with warning signs. That morning, Emily was running late for school. "Why can't you ever be on time?" he'd snapped. Those were the last words he ever said to her. Moments later, a screech, a horn, shattered glass, and silence. His wife drifted away in grief. His job slipped through his hands. Friends disappeared. And Thomas was left alone, a ghost among the living. One night, beneath a flurry of snow, Thomas pressed the wooden box to his chest and whispered, "If I wake up tomorrow, I'll live for others." He did wake up, but his heart did not. That day forward, he roamed the city's corners with just one mission: to listen. He'd sit with his sign. Some walked past, some hesitated, and a few, a precious few, sat down. A heartbroken woman grieving her son. A teenager struggling with self-worth. A man who hadn't spoken to his father in decades. Thomas didn't offer advice, he simply listened. He scribbled their stories onto slips of paper, folded them gently, and placed them into the box. Over time, that empty wooden box became a vault of sorrow, hope, and humanity. One morning, Thomas woke up on the bench, and the box was gone. His hands fumbled around. His eyes searched frantically. But it was nowhere. He collapsed onto the ground, trembling. And then, for the first time in years, he broke. He looked up at the sky, voice shaking, and cried out. "I forgave everyone, even myself. But you took her from me again." That box wasn't wood, it was her touch, her scent, her memory. "Why would you take that too? Haven't I suffered enough?" He wept like a child, the bench once again a silent witness to a father's heartbreak. Then, a voice. "Son." An elderly woman stood before him, gentle eyes filled with quiet strength. She placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "Pain is not a punishment, it's part of living. We don't get to choose what we lose, but we can choose how we live with it. Time won't heal you entirely, but it will teach you how to carry yourself again. Your daughter is gone, but don't let yourself vanish with her." Thomas blinked through his tears. Something about her presence, it was grounding. She handed him a piece of paper. "My daughter, Emma, she's been through a lot. Divorced, wounded, but kind. I want you to meet her, not for Emily, but for yourself. Sometimes, the world gives second chances in strange disguises." Thomas took the note with trembling hands. For the first time in years, he nodded. Months later, Thomas met Emma in a quiet park. They talked. They listened. They cried. Emma had her own storms, but Thomas's silence comforted her. What began as a quiet friendship grew into something warmer, steadier, whole. 2 years later, Thomas stood in a small hospital room, tears in his eyes. In his arms was a baby girl, his daughter. They named her Hope. Thomas still kept a box. Not the old one, but a new one. This one wasn't empty. Inside were stories of people he'd met, notes of gratitude, prayers from strangers, and in the very center, a tiny sock belonging to baby Hope. The past still lived inside him. But now, so did tomorrow. Life breaks us, but it also puts us back together in unexpected ways. Pain doesn't always leave, but it makes space for growth. Sometimes, a stranger's hand, or a child's cry, is what saves us.